in the same blooming place since 1952.
WOCA.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. It is Monday, November 2nd, the day before elections. And I came across this story. And I want to say before I get started with this story, as we wrap up the hour, that I have much respect for postal workers, okay? It's ridiculous what they go through every day. Angry dogs chasing them. People complaining that why are you not here earlier? I need my mail. I've got stuff. I'm waiting on a check. The weather conditions they have to, especially in Florida, with how hot it is. But then in the middle of the day, they have to face torrential downpours. They try to carry that package that's really too big for a human to carry, but they're doing it. Their job's hard. It's hard to be it, not just because Newman says so, but because it's an actual fact. And they do it well because it's their job. That's what they get paid for. That's why this story makes me laugh. There's a postal worker that hated his job so much that he tried to work around it. He was caught with a public storage unit full of mail he never delivered. Yep, he might be the worst postal worker in the world. According to authorities, Jason Delacruz pled guilty to charge of delaying mail by a postal employee. Delacruz, who worked as a mail carrier in Chesapeake, Virginia, stated he felt pressured and couldn't make time to complete his daily mail route. He told authorities he rented a public storage unit for $49 a month to put the mail in that he couldn't deliver. The Postal Service employee began hiding mail in November and December 2018, rented the storage unit until February of 2019. Court records stated he put the mail he was unable to deliver in the unit for that time until he was ultimately discovered, and in May of 2019, he pled guilty in August of this year. Trying to defend himself, the man told police he actually did intend to deliver the mail inside the storage unit, but failed behind and was never able to get to it. He did note that he never destroyed any of the mail he hid. Yeah, I didn't destroy any of it. I just put it in a storage unit. Agents from the U.S. Postal Service Office of Inspector General reportedly found 5,000 pieces of mail in the storage unit. They discovered 97 pieces of first-class mail, which included letters from insurance companies, the IRS, Department of Motor Vehicles, several bank statements, and other tax return documents. The court documents state there were 115 pieces of magazines and other publications that were undelivered. The big bulk of the mail was advertisements, which were more than 47,000 of the junk mail ads. Postal Service did deliver the first-class mail after they found it. The ads were discarded since they were old. As for the local lazy postal worker, well, according to the USPS Public Relations Manager, David Partenheimer, they did what they had to do and fished him out. The man resigned in 2019 after working 14 months. Delacruz could face a fine. He faces when he gets sentenced because he pled guilty. He faces up to 5 years in prison for his hiding of the mail. And people are worried about their ballots and all, not getting in time. How about this guy? He said he was so overwhelmed that he just quit delivering the mail. He put it, and don't get me wrong. None of us hate all that junk mail. None of us love, I love all the junk mail that comes into my mailbox, said no one ever. And I know, people use those coupon things that come in the mail and all. I use them too. I use them to start trash fires in my yard when I have limbs and branches and stuff to burn in the burn pit. I use those advertisement papers to start the fire because you wrap them up tight. They're a good little long matchstick type deal that you can help light your burn pit and stuff when you're burning yard waste. But do I ever look at it? No. I know that they come in a lot of local restaurants and all, send these mailers out. A lot of politicians send it. If you're a politician, you send me a mailer, that almost guarantees I'm not voting for you. If you send me something I deem as junk mail, that probably says I'm not voting for you. Well, that's mostly 4,700 of the pieces that he was hiding were stuff like that. Advertisement papers, you know, that one where you get the, come see if your key fits the car at so-and-so car lot. You could be a winner. When really, you're not a winner, but they want to get you on the car lot so they can try to sell you a car. That's the stuff he was putting in the storage units. Still doesn't make it any better. He's still committing a federal crime. And he wasn't doing his job. And by the way, most postal workers do a great job. But Mr. Dela Cruz was not doing it. Mr. Dela Cruz was Newman. That sounds like something Newman would do on Seinfeld. It's too much, too much. And can I be honest? Is 5,000 pieces of mail that much? Doesn't seem like that much to me. But I'm not a postal worker, so what do I know? But he was paying $49 a month. And he paid for the storage unit for like 6-7 months. So he spent, $250, $300 to try to hide that he wasn't doing his job. That takes a lot of effort to hide you're not doing your job. I hide I'm not doing my job a lot by blaming it on Joe. That's what I do. Usually if I'm not doing my job, I just blame it on something Joe did. If you have a thought about anything that's going on today on the show or about the elections, give us a call, 622-9622. We'd like to hear what you think about, I really want to know, former Governor Rick Scott, Senator Rick Scott, and Senator Marco Rubio tried to get the daylight savings time taken away from Florida. They're efforting it. Florida voted on it. Now you got to get an act of Congress to actually do it. Galen Unal, who joins us every morning at 8 a.m. from Life South, he's on record as saying he likes daylight savings time. I'm on record saying it's a colossal waste of time, if you ask me. The fact that 2 days ago it was, what time is it now? It was 10:58, and now all of a sudden it's 9:58 just because somebody said so. I mean, is it really 9:50 in the cosmos? Is it really 9:58, or just how we live is at 9:58? Because in the grand scheme of things, the universe doesn't care about whether we set a clock back or spring it forward. But it's a pain in the neck to me. And believe me, as big as my neck is, if I got a pain in it, you've done something. Coming up next, hopefully, with daylight savings time, Murray Wadsworth will call in because now it is 9:05 technically, or not really, but it will be. We'll find out next. You're listening to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Trump is scheduled to hold 5 rallies in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin Monday. His Democratic rival Joe Biden is expected in Pennsylvania and Cleveland, Ohio.
We have a president who's given up. I'll never give up, nor will America ever give up. We'll never wave the flag of surrender. We're going to beat this virus. The truth is, to beat the virus, we first got to beat Donald Trump. He's the virus.
Trump campaign advisor Kayleigh McEnany responds on Fox News.
We reduced the mortality rate by 85%, created a vaccine in record time by the end of the year. Therapeutics that work, the greatest testing system in the world. That's what this president did with the novel virus. What did Joe Biden do with the swine flu? Joe Biden stopped testing, cut off testing, did not deliver a vaccine in time, and survived through the swine flu because of mere fortuity, according to his chief of staff.
USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time. I had begun to notice after 10 days with Balance of Nature. I felt better, more energetic, and believe me, for me, that's something because I have energy anyway. But as old as I am, that was really something to start really noticing. You know, we're all responsible for choosing